Hello and welcome everyone. Today I'm gonna review the original trilogy of Crash Bandicoot. Before you continue, make sure you subscribe and support my channel. Crash Bandicoot was first made by Naughty Dog Company, which it is the developer of The Last of Us and Uncharted game series. Crash Bandicoot Trilogy and Crash Team Racing was Naughty Dog's best-selling video game, and they made a good money out of it. PlayStation furry mascot begins with Crash Bandicoot 1, the first game. We should review this one first.
But Dr. Cortex, we haven't determined the cause of past failures.
Crash Bandicoot starts when Dr. Neo Cortex and Dr. Nitrous Brio are making a huge army of loyal mutant animals, such as Dingodile, Tiny Tiger, Ripperoo and others. But Crash got rejected and crazy after the machine ruined his mind and made him against Cortex and Brio himself. Crash runs away and fall into Insanity Beach, and he has to save his girlfriend Torna from Ben Cortex's accident and get brainwashed. Crash Bandicoot 1 was one of THR first third platforming game along with Super Mario 64. The movements in the first game are quite slower and harder than the other games. For example, you can't double jump in the first game. It also has hidden gems and routes which there are hard to find. It also contains bosses such as Ripperoo, Pew Poo Pew Poo, Pinstripe Otteroo, Koala Kong, Dr. Brio and Cortex. The first game also has lack of cutscenes and plots, but the Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back follows the first game's ending when Cortex fall off his hoverboard after his defeat and found a new element called power crystals.
Crystals, of course. No!
His allyship with Brio is also over cause Cortex used Brio and took all the credits of his invention. There are new characters in the second game which I will show you later. First we need to look at the story of the game. A year later, Cortex united with his other classmate back in high school. Dr. Engine, he is shown to be an insane cyborg who is interested in robots and mechas. They both did not have any friends left cause all of their minions were Brios, and he quit his friendship with Cortex. Cortex wanted to use his foe Crash Bandicoot to gather him crystals and actually blamed Brio for his world domination plot. He lied to him. AMD forced him to gather him power crystals to save the world.
Well. If it isn't Crash Bandicoot.
But instead he wanted to brainwash everyone and make the world his minions. There is a new character too. Coco Bandicoot. She is Crash's younger sister. Unlike Crash, Coco is a genius. With her pink laptop she can hack Cortex Vortex, Cortex's machine, and find informations about it. Careful, she can hack your phone if she wants to. Just kidding. After Cortex convinces Crash, he started to contact him with a hologram thingy and give Crash gids about power crystals.
I said bring me the crystals!
After that, Brio contacts Crash and wanted him to stop gathering crystals for Cortex cause he wants to dominate the universe.
So, you are helping Cortex gather crystals.
He wanted to take a revenge on Cortex by destroying his plans in Cortex Vortex. He told Crash to gather power gems instead, so he can charge his laser beam and shoot it at THR space station.
I can use them to focus a laser. Ah, yes, a laser beam.
Coco convinced Crash to trust Brio and not Cortex. They teamed up and successfully destroyed Cortex Vortex. In the last trilogy, Crash Bandicoot Warp, the plot also follows the last part of Crash 2, but we are now going to talk about the differences in the gamma plays. Crash Bandicoot 2 is the best one out of the trilogy. It has fun gamma plays and lots of cool plots. It has returning bosses and new bosses, riding levels and lots of secrets. For example, in one level you can jump on the special Nitro-Cretes, and it would warp you to a new level, where you collect gems for Brio. You have to obtain all the element in the entire levels, by finding secrets and hidden platforms. It also has a new feature. Time trial relics. They are not necessary to get, but they made the game more fun and long. The last part of the trilogy, Crash Bandicoot Warped, This game follows when Cortex Vortex got destroyed by Dr. Brio. It fell into planet Earth and released the great evil Yuka Yuka. He is Aku Aku's evil twin brother. While Aku Aku is caring and good-hearted, Yuka Yuka is mean, rude and always plotting for world domination. In fact, he was guiding and ordering Cortex back in Crash 1 and 2. He got released from his underground prison where Aku Aku locked him, so he wouldn't be a harm for the universe. Yuka Yuka met Cortex, and he wanted to punish him.
You have failed me twice!
But since his spacitation was the reason to making him free, he putted Dr. Nefarious Tropy in charge. Entropy is self-confidence and the master of time and space.
I am Dr. Nefarious Tropy, master of time.
He is also Yuka Yuka's old and closest friend. Entropy made the time twister machine to mix up all of the times and gather power crystals for Yuka Yuka, so he can rule the universe. Aku Aku guided Crash and Coco that Yuka Yuka is a lot dangerous and harder to defeat than Cortex. However, when they defeated Yuka Yuka and Cortex, Yuka Yuka mentioned that he can still destroy this planet with the help of gems.
It's not over, Bandicoot. There are still the gems. We still have a chance to triumph!
While Entropy got vanished from time and space, the machine got out of control and made a black hole and sucked Cortex and Yuka Yuka in it. Luckily, with the help of Aku Aku, he warped Crash and Coco away. Engine, Tiny and Ingadile made a boss level appearances too.
Break out the butter.
The third part of the trilogy is the easiest. Don't get me wrong, Crash Bandicoot is a game with full of hidden routes and hidden element to collect. All of them are technically hard to reach 100%, maybe 106%. See. Full of secrets. Crash Bandicoot Warped also has lots of cool designed levels. Like Egyptian theme, Arabic theme, Stone Age theme, futuristic theme, medieval theme and even more. Some levels were annoying for me, like the underwater levels and motorbike ones. But there was a level which you could only play as Coco, and you had to ride Pyra, and the level was so much fun. The level theme was Chini's. PlayStation 1 Crash Bandicoot Trilogy was developed by Naughty Dog from 1996 to 1998, and Crash Team Racing in 1999. Then Naughty Dog probably sold Crash to Oricum Company, which it made Crash Bash in year 2000, and Oricum sold the franchise to other companies, but it was not as popular as Naughty Dog games, and it did not feel right. So Activision bought the franchise and made a huge comeback game of Crash after 10 years. They made remake the original trilogy on the PS1 and named it Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. The game was very popular, and it is already. Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled was even much more popular, and Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time is the newest and yet the best Crash game. I will make a gameplay when I get my hands on the game. The soundtrack of the game are just amazing. Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back had the best music in my opinion, cause it is always related to the level's environment. In the snow levels, which they are very tricky and hard, there is snow ice music. And in a futuristic and space levels are the same. Crash Bandicoot 2 is the personal favorite of mine. The boss stages also has the best music, especially I love Cortex's theme. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed my review on Crash Bandicoot Original Trilogy. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. What do you think about my review? Are they correct? Which Crash game would you like to see a review of it next? Comment down below and let me know.